Let's begin with the understand food safety, defense, and fraud terms in food standards. Now we shift gears to food defense. Unlike food safety, which deals with unintentional contamination, food defense is about protecting food from intentional acts of adulteration. Food fraud, another, means economically motivated adulteration. This is the act of intentionally deceiving customers for financial gain, for example, by substituting ingredients, using unapproved enhancements, or mislabeling products. The first step is to conduct and document a thorough threat assessment, often using the TACCP methodology. This involves identifying potential threats, which could come from internal sources like disgruntled employees or external sources like activists or criminals, and then assessing the significance of these threats. Based on this, you must develop mitigation measures to protect your products, people, and brand. Examples could include enhanced site security, access controls, background checks for sensitive roles, and procedures for securing raw materials. Following the assessment, you must create a documented food defense plan for the mitigation measures. The plan also needs to detail verification procedures. How will you check these measures are working effectively? This could involve regular security audits, drills, or inspections. And, importantly, it should outline how to manage food defense incidents if they occur. Food fraud is the intentional substitution, addition, tampering, or misrepresentation of food, ingredients, or packaging for economic gain. Think of diluting olive oil with cheaper oils, or mislabeling fish species. Closely related to food defense is food fraud mitigation. This focuses on preventing economically motivated adulteration, for example, diluting a premium ingredient with a cheaper one. Similar to food defense, the starting point is a documented vulnerability assessment. Here, you identify and assess potential vulnerabilities within your supply chain and internal processes that could be exploited for food fraud. The focus is squarely on economically motivated adulteration. The VACCP, a vulnerability assessment critical control point, methodology is often used for this process. Based on this assessment, you must then develop and implement a documented food fraud mitigation plan. This plan, stemming directly from your vulnerability assessment, must detail the specific mitigation measures you'll implement. These could include more stringent supplier approval processes, increased testing of incoming raw materials for authenticity, ensuring supply chain transparency, or using tamper-evident packaging. And, of course, the plan needs to specify how you will verify that these measures are effective and consistently applied. Brokers, traders, and e-commerce platforms that do not physically handle products must ensure that their suppliers have their own food fraud mitigation plan in place. Why is this so important? Think about the business model. A broker or trader's entire business relies on the integrity of the products they buy and sell, but they never see or touch them. Their ability to prevent food fraud doesn't come from internal factory controls, but from controlling their supply chain. Therefore, FSSC mandates that they flow down this requirement. As part of their supplier approval and ongoing management, they must verify that their suppliers are also actively assessing and mitigating food fraud. This makes a supplier's own fraud prevention plan a key criterion for doing business. Let's look at the example news for counterfeit Wonka chocolate bars in the UK that sold on e-commerce.
Outbound flight at Gatwick Airport. He's currently being held in custody at a London police station. A haul of counterfeit chocolate bars has been seized in raids.
What is the internal factors for food fraud happens in the company? Purchasing might choose cheaper options just to get a bonus or save money. Production adding extra water makes things easier to flow the product, leads to adulteration. Quality control, reduce blockages affect intentionally fraud issue for foreign body in foods.